Hello. Come on in then, if you can. Let's get going. So I just remembered that I need to put some more topics in, but I've just added a few more because there's a load which are not coming up on the IELTS. So when somebody comes into the room, then I shall draw a topic for them. And remember, you have to try to speak about that topic as best you can for around about a minute, and try to use good grammar if you can. Hello, Ida. Hi.
Hello, teacher. Good morning.
Good morning. It's just morning still. We have another hour of morning here. It's 11 o'clock. What
Here
time is it?
12 o'clock.
Yes. I was in Europe, but now I'm in England, and we are on British summertime now. So, yeah. Well, are you ready to go? Shall we get started?
Yes, of course, teacher.
Good. Okay. So, first of all, I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to try and pick a good topic for you. So, screen share, and now there's a topic. Well, describe an ideal job. So, what could that be, I wonder? It could be something you don't have, or something that you would like to have, or it could be just what you think about any job and what it should have to offer, what makes a job ideal. I don't know. It's up to you, really. You can interpret it however you like. So, Ida, are you ready to talk about an ideal job?
Yeah. Okay. In my personal opinion, an ideal job, it should be a job that that you really like it. First of all, I think it's the most important things, because you have to consider that you have to work throughout your life, so you must like it, because if not, you can finally get very tired of the job. Moreover, I think it's important to make a kind of job, that it's gratifying to you, because it will enhance you to do it better. And I think that for everybody, it's good to feel gratified about what you do. It motivates you also. And finally, I think that a great job will be one that allow you to earn at least enough money to pay the basic things of your life. I mean, to pay your rent, to pay your bills, and to have a little amount of money to have fun, or to do things that you like to do. So these three things for me are the basic things to look for a good or ideal job.
Well done. Very good start to the lesson, and excellent. I think grammatically you were on form, did very well. Just one slip I found, but that was probably just a little accident, and you used will once, and then you conjugated it. Hi everybody. You're all going to have a turn, so nice to see you, Isaac and Malek and Marta. So Isaac, you'll be next, but just a few more things, Ida. I'd like to just point out the one mistake, only one mistake I found in all of that. It will enhances, but that's just a slip up. Now, I'd like you to say this word though. Can you say this word in the Verbling chat?
Hello.
Once more, please.
Hello.
It's sounds a little bit ooey at the end, but it should be like an owl. You know, like an owl.
Allow.
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 Well, not an owl. Allow. Owl.
Allow.
Yes, that's right. That's it. Allow. And you made one more interesting sentence, but I don't know quite what to say about it. To pay the basic things in life, or something like that. You said.
Yeah.
And I thought at first the verb to pay should be intransitive, like to pay for, but sometimes it is transitive, to pay the bills. This is okay, but when you say to pay the basic things, I think we need a for, but I don't know why. I'm just looking at it now, but we do need it does sound a bit strange, to pay for things, to pay the bill. I think it's because things are not really a definite article or an object. I don't know, but we should say to pay the bills, but we say pay for things.
And if not, teacher, how can you express a way to say that?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about that now, because sometimes when people make mistakes with verbs about transitive and intransitive, it's quite simple, like listen to the music. I can just say it's always listen to the music. But some verbs have transitive and intransitive forms, and then we have to look at those and see when we use the transitive form and when we don't. And off the top of my head, I don't know exactly, so I'll have to think about it and look at some example sentences, because to pay the bill or pay the bills is okay, but to pay things sounds a little bit strange. Usually we use for.
Yeah, but is there any other expression to express the same thing, the same issue?
I know what it is now. I know what it is. Transitive verbs are much more a direct action on something, and so when we pay for something, we give money so that we get that thing. But when we say we pay the bill, it's almost something we're doing to that bill. The feeling it's actually a little tricky there with the verb pay. But okay, so let's move along down the line and get rolling round to you again in a moment. So I think, like I said before, with you, your grammar is excellent. We need to watch the pronunciation a little bit. Okay. So good work. Let's come round again. That's good. Isa, are you there, Malik? Hello? Isa? I'm not sure how to say your name. Hi. Hi there. I just want to give you another topic.
Okay.
So, it's a nice little topic. What is life like in your country? So you can say what you like about that one, I think. It's a free interpretation there. What is life like in your country? So,
okay, can I start?
Yep, I'm ready, if you are.
All right, okay. Life, I'm going to say that in my country, the life is a simple life, and and I don't know where should I start talking about, because and then over there they have rich people and poor people, so they don't have those people in the middle, and a lot of people, you can say that really it's a big, large population we have over there, and people live in farming, some labels, and so I don't really have that much experience about my country, because I don't live over there. So I live in another country, so I don't know if I should tell you about my country or what other country I'm living in.
Well, that's an interesting question. I think that you can choose, and that's a good thing to think about. If you have any oral English questions for an exam or anything, then you're free to interpret it. You shouldn't worry at all about that. Only worry about speaking nicely. So
Yeah.
you could speak about your country. It doesn't say the country you were born in or the country you're from. It just says your country. So there's no real definition exactly what your country means. And many
Okay.
topics you can choose like this, and you can speak about
So
it
that means
however you like.
I can just create. Sorry. Continue.
No, you can. Let's you continue.
Okay. Thank you. That means you can create a country in your imagination and just speak about it.
Absolutely, you can actually. Yes. The only thing that you have to do with any kind of exam, I'm not saying this is an exam, but quite often we have this kind of test in exams. The only rule is that you have to keep vaguely on topic. So if the topic is what is life like in your country, and you start a prepared speech about basketball, they will know that you're cheating. But other than that, no, you can interpret it quite freely.
Okay. So I think I'm just going to talk about the country that I'm living in. It's a country that I was born and raised. I was raised in it. I grown up in the country, and the people really behave nice, and the kind of the life that people live here is a really friendly life, which is if you live in a neighborhood, you're gonna know most of the people living around you, your neighbor, and the children know each other and playing with each other all the time, and you can find them in this house or another house, and the life is really, really safe, and people can enjoy their time and playing different games. But the life here a little bit different because man and woman are separate a little bit, and you have to live with a man if you're a man, and you have to live with a woman if you're a woman. So it's a kind of different life that people usually live. So it's a little bit strange for some people, and I don't know how to explain that, but for me, I'm enjoying it.
Well, anyway, that's great, but let me just tell you some things then. One interesting thing that I'd like to speak about is the difference between the life and life. I felt that you should have said life. Life here is great, but life in this country. We sometimes say the life, but usually it's life because we're not being so focused on a certain aspect or a certain thing. So the difference between life here is going very well for me, not the life.
Okay.
And at the beginning, you spoke about what you should speak about. I mean, you were asking questions about what to speak about, and you said, I don't know, where should I begin? And I'd like to say that if you make a statement, I don't know, that's a statement, so then it's correct, more correct to say a statement after that. I don't know where I should begin. It's better than I don't know where should I begin. Actually, grammatically, I don't know where should I begin is two sentences, so it's a bit broken. I don't know. Where should I begin? So if you say it that way, then it sounds okay. I don't know. Where should I begin? It's like two parts. But if you make it one, then it really ought to not have a question buried. It should be, I don't know where I should begin. So there's two forms, but one of them is two parts, and one of them is putting it together. And the better form is to put it together because it's broken if you break it. But it sounds okay to break it if you really break it. Like, I don't know. Where should I begin? Somebody's telling you something, and then you can do that. Now, pronunciation-wise, I think I'd like to hear the classic one here, live and leave. So, can you just say those two words out loud for me?
Leave and live.
Which one did you say first? I thought you said the second one first.
I don't know, maybe.
Because live should be like fish. So it's a question of the short one, and e, fish and tree, fish and tree. Actually, the sound of these sounds are interesting because people speak about the short and the longer e. But really, it's a different sound, completely different sound. And you can make the long one short and the short one long, and they sound correct. So, for example, let me show you fish and tree. Classically, is short because it's hit it, you know,
Yeah.
very short. And tree tends to be long. But now I'm going to do the twist on it and say fish and tree. And the sound is different, you see, so you can still hear. If I make a word, can you give me a word which only changes by the I? Who can help me here in the text in verbally? Just two words which only differ with that single sound. So not fish and tree because they are completely different, but two words which are only differ by that sound. I.
Okay.
Here's one. Do you know any others?
Yeah.
Great. That's an A. That's more of a train sound, actually. But let me do the ship sheep. Although I always do ship sheep because ship sheep is in the books. So ship, short I. Sheep, long E. But you can still hear them if you make the short one long and the long one short and mix it all about. It should still come across. So imagine the sailor looking out from the ship, and he sees another ship, a pirate ship, coming. He shouts, "Ship!" Not sheep. So, but he could see a sheep and just say it quickly. He could say sheep, 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 ship. So it's I, not exactly the same sound. There are no sounds in English which are separated by length, unlike Hungarian and some other languages. One more thing before we move on. You didn't make a mistake, but I think it's worth mentioning. You said, I am living in, and then I live in. Can you just tell me, though, what the difference in feeling is between those two?
Okay. The difference is this one is I live in, that means I am in. Right? Okay, and I'm living, it means like I'm staying in somewhere. Or,
I think I am living is a bit temporary. Strangely, it's a bit strange really that the continuous form is less permanent than the non-continuous form here. So if you are moving around a lot, then you would say, well, right now I'm living in America, but I'll probably go back in a year when my contract's over or something. But if you live somewhere, that's more permanent. So I live in England. I might say that now, but some time ago I was in Hungary, but I wasn't going to stay there all my life, so I used to say I am living in Hungary at the moment, because my friends might not know that. Okay, so I'm going to work down the line left to right, even though some people came in the room earlier than others, because it's too confusing if we dart about. So, Jose, can I go to you next? Are you there?
Okay.
So I would like you to just to do this one for me. Hi there. So this one doesn't look too difficult, but you have to think about who it will be. So it says, tell us about one of your friends.
Hello. Yes, I have a friend. He is very friendly. He likes to travel a lot. He likes to do a lot of different things. He is very funny. He likes a lot of a lot of a lot of a lot of games. He like go with he like stay with his friends, and he tell a lot. He is very funny. He like go out, and I don't know what.
Well, why don't you speak a bit about other things, because sometimes when you describe a person, let's think about the different aspects. There's characteristics, there's habits, there's actually the physical appearance of somebody. So you could describe them in 3 different ways at least, and I think you concentrated on one. So maybe next time you describe somebody, you could try that. Try to learn words to describe a person in 3 different ways. One is things they like to do, maybe one is their character, and another one would be their physical appearance.
Okay.
But I think the main lesson from this talk is to conjugate he and she. He, she, he tells. They tell, I tell, he tells. Well, I think you know this, but that's what you need to try to be aware of, because it's always missing. So we have to try to get that one back. Okay, let's move along. Kevin. Kevin, are you here?
Yes.
So
Yes.
yours on the screen. Programs you like watching on television. So you can describe specific programs, or you can just describe generally those kind of programs. Okay, so it's your turn.
Okay. I would like to see the program that called the National Geographic. I like to see the different topics introduced by the National Geographic, because usually they introduce the topics I have never learned about it or thought about it. And for example, they will show me some special places which has extraordinary scenery, and also the program will also explain the reasons for the mysterious situations, your special natural environment. Also, sometimes the program will show us some special creatures in the world that I have never seen before. I think that the National Geographic program is inspiring and can convey a lot of knowledge to me. Yeah.
Great. Okay, that's good. I think I would like to pass you a link about cat sounds. Cat. That's one sound. I'm going to speak mostly about pronunciation. So the cat sound, for example, national, that has a kind of cat sound in it.
National.
When I say cat, that's just a keyword I use, like fish and tree that I used earlier. And you know that when you say National Geographic, the first time round I almost missed it, but then I caught it the second time. So national has a kind of sound. So here is a sound, is a page about cat sentences that you might need to practice a bit. Also, you said mysteries or mysterious. Can anybody write the words mystery? Can you write those words in the Verbling chat? Mysterious and mysteries. Mysterious, yes. And I don't know which of those two words you actually said. Mysteries and so mysteries is plural noun, and mysterious is an adjective. Can you just say those two words, Kevin?
Yes, mysterious, the adjective.
That's perfect. Yes.
Yeah. Mysteries.
Yes, mysteries. Yes, that's right. You need to catch something on where the T is, but it doesn't have to be a ter, but it has to be something there, like mysteries. Mysteries. Just a little kind of dum there has to come in, but that's good. So I think with you, like Ida, your grammar's strong and stronger than your pronunciation sometimes. But that was well done. Okay, good. We'll come around to you again in a moment. Let's go to Marta now. Marta, I will change the topic. So your topic will be, what do you think about television?
I think that TV programs are basically rubbish because they did not inform correctly the audience, or they do not offer a wide range of information or entertainment. And I think that public TV is not very worth. When you buy private connections to satellite or TV cable, maybe you can find something worthier. I mean that there are more programs, there is more choice. You can choose among more films, more programs, and you can find something that fits your tastes. And I think that TV is overrated, and because it is one of the most popular hobbies. However, I think that people should prefer to spend their spare time in outdoor. So that's my opinion.
Great, okay, some good things. At first I thought there wasn't going to be anything because you started really well. You started very well. You finished quite well too, but there's one or two things. Okay. Let's have a look at worth. It is not worth plus ing. Now, you... Oh, my message hasn't gone. Let me write that again. Yes, it is. It's a bit slow, that's all. You see there? It is not worth plus ing, but you made a sentence, it is not worth. Now, if you want to finish the sentence, then you have to change the word. So change the word from worth. It is not worth what? It's a bigger word. So it is not worth doing something. It is not worth. The first thing to learn about worth is that it's followed by a gerund. Okay. So, but you didn't do that because you finished on worth. You said it is not worth, and then you stopped. So if you want to stop, you have to use an adjective form of this word instead of a verb. So can you tell me what that word is?
Okay, let me think.
It's just a longer extension you need. I think it's an adjective. Or is it an adverb?
Or a
It is an
sound.
adjective because it describes something. So I'm looking at worthwhile.
Okay.
But it's you don't have to use this word. It's one of those choices. And also, you said worthier, and the pronunciation was a bit strange.
Yeah.
Worthy. So worthy. It's got a bird sound, like worthy. So also, next you said choose. Among is a very strange preposition for me with choosing. Because we usually, if we make a selection, we don't choose among. We go among, but if we pick one, we choose from.
Okay.
And can you just read this last word, please, in the Verbling chat?
Tastes.
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 No e's at the end, but
Okay.
tastes. Different people have different tastes. Good. Thank you. That was good. Ada, back to you.
Okay.
So click on the R button. That's the random button. And we get activities you find relaxing. That's because I don't have the 200 topics at the moment, so we're getting some again, but don't worry, I'm going to sort that out for the next time. So tomorrow we'll have 200 topics, I hope. Activities you find relaxing. Over to you.
Okay. In my personal opinion, there are a lot of activities that are relaxing and can help you to disconnect from the reality. For example, you can just lie in your bed or in your sofa and listen to classical music. I love piano music, for instance, so I really enjoy staying for a while, thinking nothing, just relaxing, listening to piano music. Moreover, I also like going for a walk to the countryside, where I can merely listen to the birds, to the bird sounds, to the river sound. It is fantastic for me. Um, I don't know, relaxing for me. Well, finally, I think that it also depends on the kind of people you are or you like it, because maybe for me it's relaxing doing one activity, but maybe for other people not. Or I don't know, maybe for everybody it could be relaxing, having a bath with hot water, with loud light and with some relaxing music. It could be another option.
Okay, good. Just a little slip here with the prepositions. Can you fix it for me there?
In your bed or in your sofa? On your bed?
Well, bed can be in or on, because you get in the bed. I mean, like sleeping
Yeah,
under the covers. Yeah. But the sofa can only be in, I think.
Yeah.
Can only be on, because you can't really be in a sofa.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're right.
So now, how do you pronounce low? Low light. Perhaps you could say soft light as well, because low light is good, but you have to just make sure the sound is good. It's the same sound as phone, low. Yeah, that was good. So I think we'll just swiftly move on now. So, Isa, new topic for you. Oh, there's one more thing, Ida. I think maybe you could have some interesting vocabulary to speak about what's good for one is not good for another. There are even some idioms about this. I remember one old-fashioned one, but it's quite funny. And it's about men and women. It's about what's good for the goose may not be good for the gander. You know, there's quite a few different interesting expressions that you might like to look up there. Ways of speaking about what's good for one isn't good for another. So I won't go into them right now because I want to keep rolling. So Issa, your topic will be something you'd like to do more often.
Okay. something I like to do more often. It's I like to do I like to study, and I like to spend a lot of time with my friends, and I like to do some exercise, which is some fitness sports. Um, I like to be in some restaurants, having different kind of foods, and especially trying something that I never tried. I like to be with people, communicate with people, a lot of people, having friends everywhere. Um, and I like to treat people as the way I feel that I really like people treat me. Um, yeah, um, that's what I can say now.
Okay, good grammar, quite steady. Treat is one word that I think you need to watch out for. Treat. Yeah, so again, it's actually a vowel sounder which you need to watch out for. How did you say this word? I'm trying to remember. Treat. It wasn't trit, but it was trit, something like that. So you need to try to make sure that you practice these different sounds where you go to from the I to E, because again, that was the same as last time.
Yeah.
So, this is called a merger. When you have two sounds which should be different, but something in your speech makes them too close. This is called a merger, and the way to correct it is to find some word pairs and just repeat them one after another. That's one way. People say drilling is old-fashioned, but sometimes it works well for this particular problem. Sometimes reading sentences with words which change just between those two sounds. So we've got live and leave, ship and sheep. We've got some others, and I quite like to write sentences where the two merged sounds come together in one, and even if they're quite funny, the problem is sometimes the sentences are ridiculous and a bit strange. But I would say that that's what you want to fix next. Your live, leave, ship, sheep, dip, deep, hit, heat.
Short and long.
Yeah, and if you remember, they are called the short and long, but the best thing to do is think about the real sound quality, because when you look at the sound quality of those, they are different, because the short sound, there are some long and short pairs, and sometimes your mouth squashes the shorter one a bit more and opens up for the longer one. Or. The clock and horse are another pair like this. And if I repeat those two, bouncing from one to another, I can feel my jaw move and kind of squash one of them. So clock, horse, clock, or. Actually, the clock is a bit back, and they all move. You can feel in these long and short pairs, your mouth shouldn't just be in the same place. The way the sounds are made is completely different. So I can't do it without moving something in my mouth. So they are different sounds. So test that to see if when you do them, they are changing, because there should be some kind of change, which is nothing about the sound, nothing about the length of the sound, but the actual sound quality, the quality of the sound, the kind of sound it is, has to change. Okay, Jose, new topic for you. Let's see if we can get one.
Okay.
Now I think this one might be. Okay, we'll take them as they come. Take them as they come, and then next time we'll have more, so we'll have more choice. But if you've done one before just 2 minutes ago, then you can refresh, because it's totally random. Sometimes totally random isn't random enough. I think on the iPhone and some other devices, they used to use random selections, but they found real random things suddenly give you 3 the same in a row sometimes. And that happens sometimes with random. So I might have to look at that. Random. Okay, tell us your family. Tell us about your family, sorry.
Hello, I have mother, I have father, I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers. I am the youngest of all my brothers. I have married. I have 1 son. He is 4 years old. Tomorrow is it will be his birthday. And I have cousins. I have aunt. I have uncles. I have nephew. I have niece also. Is a long family. I have a long family.
Okay, well, let me say something there. Pronunciation again. So today, in class, I'm really correcting a lot more pronunciation than grammar.
Okay.
Now, Jose, you need to get the up sound, because not brother, not com, not love, not son, but brother, up, come, up, love, up, son, up, and cousin is as well. Cousin, not cuz, and niece is tree. That one you need to learn. I think you said something nice, like niece, my niece. So all pronunciation issues there. And remember, when you see the word, the letter O in a word, it's often especially when it comes at the end of a word like this. So we've got son, we've got we've got love, we've got. Very often, when there's an E at the end, it doesn't do the usual O. Usually we have words like tap and tape. But here, the O sound doesn't do that so often. It can be Rome, but often it's So we've got some, come, some. So the up sound, I think you need to be careful about and try to use it as much more, because you don't use it when you should. Much more use of Kevin, your turn.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we've had that one today, so I'm going to hit the random button again. Change it slightly. Programs you like watching on television. Well, you did you have that topic when you spoke about National Geographic?
Yes.
Yes. So maybe I shall step through something you want to do next week or this week. Oh, what? Just a minute before you start, Kevin.
Yes.
There was one more thing I've noted on my pad here that's quite interesting about Jose's one. He said birthday, and then you changed to Jose to tomorrow will be his birthday. My question for you, Jose, did you need to fix it like that? You said the first time tomorrow is his birthday, and then you changed it to a future form with will be, and you said tomorrow will be his birthday. Well, is it okay to say tomorrow is his birthday? Do you think it's good to say tomorrow is his birthday?
I don't know.
I think it's okay. I think that if you use a word, will is a word used to fix us into the future, and it's overused. People use it too much because they think if I'm speaking about the future, I need a will. But
Okay.
if you have another word like tomorrow or when, you don't need a will.
Okay.
Because if we know it's the future, then we don't need a will. So tomorrow is his birthday. That's a really good sentence.
Okay.
Okay, Kevin,
Yes.
your turn to speak about something you want to do this week.
Okay. In this week, I have a lot of things to do. For weekdays, from Monday to Friday, I would like to complete my work as much as possible because I have a lot of work pending for my actions, and I need to complete the project plan in order to kick off the project, and also I need to think about how to persuade my clients to buy our products. And I also need to attend several meetings with different clients, and I need to plan it in advance how to persuade them to buy our company services. For coming weekend, I would also like to have some sport activities because I like to do tennis and swimming. It is important for me because after working hard during the weekdays, I need to relax myself, and I usually like to do sport activities to have some feeling of refreshing, and also make myself relax to prepare for the next week. And if possible, I would also like to have some delicious foods with my family members, so that I hope to make good use of the time in this week to do all these things.
Okay, good. So I would like to speak about pronunciation again.
Yes.
Actually, the very first word, I think, the very first word you said. Can you remember which word you said at the very beginning? It came before this week. You started this week, but you had a word before it. In this week.
In
Yes. Now we don't use in with next. We say next week, last week, the previous week, but never in this week. Just this week.
okay.
But for pronunciation, first of all, this word.
Parents.
Parents, yes, it's like a chair sound. That's good. And I want to speak now about something a little bit more complicated in pronunciation. You said sport activities. It doesn't matter if you say sports or sport, if you're using it as an adjective. I would say sports activities. I think I would say sports, but I'm not going to quibble with that. Do you know that word, by the way? To quibble.
Quibble.
Sometimes I use words and then I think, hey, maybe you don't know that word. To quibble. Yes, I said I might say sports activities rather than sport activities, but I won't quibble with that. I mean, it's okay. I'm not going to argue about that. I'm not going to pick holes in that. To pick holes in that, that's okay. But I want to speak about the way you finished the word sport, because people from Vietnam, are you from Vietnam?
No, China.
Ah, no, that's strange, because you which part of China are you from?
Hong Kong.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that explains why your English is quite good. But okay, but in pronunciation, you have to watch out for the endings of these words. So when you say spore, there is a word spore actually. Do you know the word spore? Little bits of mushrooms. You know when mushrooms grow and they don't have seeds, they make a ring, a mushroom ring. You won't see many in Hong Kong, but if you go up in the hills you might see one in someone's garden, but probably it's all mown, quite nice. But you can see these in England sometimes where the grass hasn't been cut and there's been some rain. A spore is a part of that mushroom that starts a new one, and it falls on the ground, a very, very fine piece of the mushroom powder, but not a seed. But when you say sport, now the problem is there's a very soft t at the end. But there is another word. The next word after that helps you. The next word begins with a vowel sound, so you know you must put the T onto the vowel sound, and then, or the S if it's a sports, it doesn't matter what it is, but you need to put it on the beginning of the next word. So you say, if I say sport activity, the tact comes in, like this, tact. Sports activity, so the ta, that comes in. So this problem of missing those soft endings can be fixed by connecting the words together so that the next word helps you with that word. So actually it's easier to get the T at the end if the next word is activity. But if the next word is begins with a strong consonant sound, it's slightly more difficult. So actually, most of the time I use sports. If it's a sports hall, I would use an S, a plural form for sport, sports hall. Not a possessive form, but is it a possessive form? Sports hall? They sound the same anyway, but I'm just speaking now about pronunciation, the way you want to kick off the next sound. If you've got a consonant sound at the end, which is quite weak, here's one. Hard work. Hard work. The best way is not to stop at the end of the hard, because hard, you know, if you stop, you can't get the d, and you don't want to say d, hard. You don't want to say hard, so you say hard work. And if the next word begins with a vowel, it's easy. You just say hard against d. You just hit the d into the next word. Anyway, grammar-wise, again, pretty good. So, Marta, let's go to you now. And I hope we get a new topic. Oh, this one hasn't been up for a while. So, would you like to try this, please?
Okay. Personally, I was a smoker, but I quit. So I have, maybe I have a different point of view. But in my opinion, smoking can give serious addiction, and it can be hard to quit because nicotine gives physical addiction. Moreover, I must add that the addiction is psychological too. Therefore, it is quite hard to quit without help or without a strong motivation. Obviously, smoking is harmful to the health, but many people start smoking because of many factors, stress, or simply it is seen as a social behavior, something that is in fashion. But I think personally that it is an antisocial behavior because it damages yourself, but there is also passive smoking, which damages the other people around you. So smoking is 100% negative for
Yeah,
society.
good. So, actually, the word smoking is quite interesting because it comes up in that interesting discussion about gerund verbs where we speak about I stopped to smoke and I stopped smoking, and explaining the difference between those two. Have you ever had to explain the difference between I stopped smoking and I stopped to smoke?
No, I haven't.
Can you do it now? Can you tell us the difference between I stopped smoking and I stopped to smoke?
I think
See you, Jose. Sorry.
I think that smoking involves an activity, so I stopped a usual or regular activity, I think. Whereas to smoke can be seen as a stop to smoke, can be seen as something casual.
Well, actually, the difference is that if you stop smoking, it's the smoking that you have stopped. But if you stop to smoke, then sometimes we use the to plus infinitive to explain a reason for something. Why did you do that? I put my books away to leave. So I stopped to smoke means I stopped something else so that I could smoke. For example, I stopped driving to smoke. I stopped the bus to smoke. Yes, and okay, you made a couple of mistakes, I think. A strong motivation. Well, it's not a bad mistake, but I won't speak about it. When we use nouns which are like this kind of noun, motivation, enlightenment, all of these kind of things, they tend to be grammatically uncountable. So we don't use indefinite articles with uncountables, and so it sounds a bit strange to say without a strong motivation. People would probably say without strong motivation in a kind of uncountable form.
Okay.
And in terms of phrases, it damages yourself is correct grammatically, but I felt that nobody would actually say this. So that's interesting too. I'd like to think about phrases that would be said. It damages yourself. Hello?
But I think even in bad things, I think you have people just motivate you, right?
Say that again, sorry, I missed your main point about motivation without a strong motivation.
What I mean is, I don't know if I misunderstood you, but even in bad things, I think people motivate you to do the bad things.
Yeah, I'm speaking about, you know, the grammar of countable and uncountable. So we say some information and not an information. And so motivation, and lots of these words are complex because if you take milk, then it's basically uncountable. And if you take water, and some things, they're basically uncountable. But there are things in English which are usually uncountable, and it depends on the way you use them. Some nouns can be countable or uncountable, but I think that people wouldn't say without a strong motivation. They might say without a strong motivating force, because force is a force, but they would say without strong motivation in the uncount form. Now, let's see if we can find a phrase to replace "it damages yourself." Can you feel that it doesn't sound quite right?
Yes, I know. I felt it while talking, but I couldn't substitute the form.
There is one phrase which comes, or one word that came to mind. Self as a kind of prefix. self-damaging, but it's it can be self-destructive. It can be. There are quite a few different phrases, so maybe you have to look around and see if you can think about that one. But it's interesting that sometimes we can see that grammar is not everything. So sometimes we have grammar, and we can see that a sentence has good grammar, but can be really terrible. This is not that bad, but I remember a sentence which I can't find right now, but it has correct grammar, but it's such a bad sentence, but it passes every grammar checker, more or less, and it can be analysed grammatically. So grammar is part of English, but there are also other patterns to look for. The way that certain things are said, the kind of phrasing that's used in that particular situation, noun phrases, for example, and certain words are always chosen in noun form and others always in verb form. So you have to learn the correct expressions, otherwise it sounds quite strange, because language is made of expressions and not just pure grammar rules. But anyway, that was a very good job. So we've come to lunchtime now. I hope you can come tomorrow, and I think tomorrow I'm going to put more topics on, but I'm also going to change the format slightly. I'm going to try and roll faster because I know I speak too much, but I'm going to give everybody a question before they speak. So I'm going to have one topic selector like this, but also one question to see if you can answer it or speak about it, something to do with English. So that might be interesting. I hope you can come tomorrow. Can anybody come tomorrow?
Yes, I will come.
Yes,
Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah.
That would be great if you can. So I'm off to lunch now, and see you later. And if you want to, I know private lessons are actually by their nature are a little bit expensive. You know, I have to fight to keep my price down, but I like these group lessons because they're not too expensive and they're good. But if you want to contact me, that's my personal page there, and my Facebook. You can join the group if you're not already there. I know most of you are, but Facebook is a good place to meet as well and just pass messages. I don't add everybody on Facebook because it just gets a bit silly, you know, on social media sometimes. So I usually add people after I've got something to do with them, and then you know, later I will go through and just add the people who I'm communicating with. But I don't add every single person who just joins in. So just come into the group. That's the best way, and then just speak there and pass messages there, and you can send a message, and then okay. So I'm off to lunch. See you tomorrow, I hope.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
See you
Have a good
tomorrow.
lunch.
Thank you for that. Bye.